Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Modern Warfare in Depth. In today's episode, we are finally going to be reviewing the M4A1 assault rifle. At long last, we have finally arrived in the promised land of weapons, and I get to use the OP top tier God rifle and dominate. Though the joke was on me, for whatever reason, as soon as I touched this gun, Modern Warfare decided to put me in the highest skill lobbies possible, so it took me a little while to find my footing and get this gameplay, but it was a nice change of pace from everything else. And after using it and reviewing the stats and everything, I can confidently say that the M4A1 is the best weapon in Modern Warfare, and there are no challengers to its dominance. We'll talk about why I hold this opinion later in the episode, but of course we will go through the stats and stuff first. And one other thing is that the M4 has a huge selection of unique attachments and ammo conversions, so you can kit it for every map, every situation, every scenario, and make a lot of really good and funny guns with it. But there's two things I want to draw your attention to before we hop into the damage. Number one is that if you purchase the Outback Relief Pack in Modern Warfare, the proceeds from that will go to helping put out the wildfires that are burning Australia right now. I purchased it in the last episode. I'd encourage you to do it here. And also, I'm giving away an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti graphics card. It's an awesome card. It's a very simple giveaway. I have a link to that down there below in the description. And now finally, let's talk about the damage of the M4A1. It'll deal 28 damage up close and decrease down to 23 at a distance, so not a very big drop. This applies to the chest, torso, and limbs. To the best of my knowledge, there are no unique body multipliers, so you can do the old school leg shots, belly shots, or just hit them in the chest if you've been practicing with some of the guns where this does matter. The only area where you have the unique damage multipliers is the head, and that'll deal 42 damage up close, decreasing down to 34 at a distance, so it's pretty much always going to be a 3-shot kill to the head. And of note, this is the same as it was before in the last episode. I don't know what I was on about. There's so many stealth nerfs. I'm just so paranoid about things changing and testing and trying to keep up with it. I said something about an M4A1 headshot nerf that just never happened. I'm just off my rocker. Infinity Ward's got me paranoid, you could say. So I made a mistake on that one, but the damage on this one is exactly the same as the Kilo 141. So like the Kilo 141, the M4A1 is usually a 4-shot kill weapon, but it can be 3 shots to the head, and even if they're at long range, 3 shots to the head, and even if they're at long range, 5 shots. So there's a lot of consistency here. You're going to have a very good feel for this weapon, and you're going to know when it's going to kill people. Since the M4A1 has so many attachments, the barrel section of this episode is going to be a lot longer than usual, and so is the aim down sight section. So let's take a look at the 4-shot kill range of the M4A1 with various barrels. The base range is 29 meters, which is kind of average, but unexceptional in a lot of ways. If you put the commando barrel on there, which is the smallest possible one, it'll go down to 23 meters, which isn't the biggest penalty for what you're getting off of that. Grenadier barrel picks it up to 41 meters. Tac light is only slightly less than normal at 29. The Corvus marksman barrel surprisingly not as effective as the Grenadier at increasing range. And finally, at the very bottom, the Predator barrel, which I put the asterisk by because it has an integrated suppressor, a lot like the one with the Kilo and the M13. This one has a massive range decrease of 19 meters, even though it only says there is a bullet velocity change. Sometimes when it says bullet velocity, that means less range. Sometimes it doesn't. A lot of these things are mislabeled, so I kind of have to test all of them. We'll talk about these a little bit more in detail after the aim down sight section, so I can tell you which ones are good, bad, and ugly. But they're not the most important because even at long ranges, you're only going to need 1 more shot to kill, so it's not going to make that much difference. These are mostly about aim down sights and recoil control or suppressors and other variables. Rate of fire is 810 rounds per minute, which is slightly faster than average for assault rifles. I don't want you to guys think this is like a crazy bullet hose like the M13. It's not, but it does shoot just a little bit on the fast side. What this means is that the time to kill is on the faster side of things for assault rifles, and it's slightly fast overall. So if you were to draw kind of like a line right down the middle, the M4A1 would just be slightly on the side of faster killing weapons. So it's not the death laser that people thinks it is, except for the fact that it has really nice range and accuracy and it's easy to use. So you're going to be able to outgun a lot of these people using SCARs and AKs, and it's going to feel like an insta-death laser. It's going to have a fantastic, consistent feel to it, and since you're going to miss less shots, unless you aim like I do because I have no thumbs, then you are going to kill people faster than your competitors that will be missing shots. There is one part of this episode we are going to skip over because I covered it in a different earlier in-depth episode. The M4A1 has 9mm para and 458 SOCOM conversions for ammunitions. These were covered in an earlier in-depth episode on what I called secret weapons, because you can convert this into a DMR or an SMG, the Colt 9mm, and some other things. I have that episode linked down there below that covers all of the stats of these two. It's also a fantastic episode to watch if you want to learn a lot about like deep kitting your weapons. But we will briefly talk about them in general. Briefly, the 9mm shoots a lot faster. It goes up to like 1,000 RPM. It kicks less per shot, but it's probably going to kick more overall because it's going really fast. And it deals less damage. However, because it's shooting so fast, time to kill is actually a little bit faster up close. So don't sleep on the 9mm rounds. They're very deadly. And the 458 SOCOM rounds make it a 2 to 3 shot kill. It'll always be 2 to the head. It makes the range insane, the bullet velocity insane, but it's going to slow down your rate of fire, and you're only going to have a 10-round mag, so you've effectively turned your M4 into a DMR. You really only want to use these attachments to either make your M4 into a super fast reaction, fast-firing SMG, or into a long-range designated marksman rifle. And again, I covered all of their actual damages and ranges and stats and crazy stuff in the Secret Weapons episode, so I would highly encourage you to watch that. But for now, I wanted to unbox something that YouTube sent me. So instead of a normal Astro promo today, instead I wanted to unbox this gigantic package that I got from YouTube, because it's been kind of a crazy ride here, and I don't know what's in here, but I want to know what is next on my journey to YouTube, and I have a feeling there's going to be a nice, oh dude, this box is huge, surprise in here. Let's see what's inside. Bum, bum, boy. I have a letter. It says, "Dear Drifter, we regret to inform you that your entire channel has been demonetized for all of 2020. Hold up, this is... okay, this is bad news. Your videos will no longer generate any revenue, nor will they publish correctly, and we probably won't show them to many of your subscribers." Oh wait, you actually still have subscribers somehow. Wouldn't it be a shame if somebody randomly started unsubbing them and then resubbing them to Logan Paul? That's why we sent you this giant box. It doesn't actually have anything in it, but we wanted you to think you were getting something just so the letdown would hurt even more. That's how we roll here at YouTube. If you think you deserve anything from us, you're wrong. Get good, adapt, or quit. We don't really care either way. P.S. I hope you have some good sponsors lined up, because we're not paying you a dime. Love, Team YouTube. I think that they weren't kidding, that there is nothing in this box. So you know what? Joke's on them. I do have good sponsors. Sponsor number one is good boy Ozymandias here. He keeps me emotionally supported through all of my hard days. And sponsor number two, the one you guys are more familiar with, is Astro Gaming. We're going to get the Astro Gaming headsets on the doggo here. And if you guys want to support me on YouTube, then I would recommend you click the link down there below in the description and pick yourself up a nice pair of Astro A40 headsets. The new color wave is in, so you can customize them any way that you want. And even if you're not really planning on buying headsets, just clicking the link helps me out tremendously. Having a high click-through rate is fantastic. I wanted to thank all of you for your support here. It's even you, Ozzy, yes. It's been a tumultuous year on, oh man, you got hair all up in my stuff. It's been a tumultuous 2019 on YouTube. It's been crazy. It's been all over the place. It's been one of the wildest rides I've been on. But all of you have been here for a very long time supporting me, so thank you for that, and I hope to see you all for the rest of 2020 as well. Buy a headset. Bum, bum, bum. Who's a good boy? Are you a good boy? Yeah, you're my good boy. Thank you for being in the show, Ozzy. I know that you're old and elderly and you're a boomer and you yell at the clouds because the cloud people are invading, but you're still my good boy, even if you're a boomer now, okay? Good doggo. Well, YouTube doesn't pay quite like it used to, so if you want to support me here on this channel, the best way you can do that is click the link in the description to go directly to the Astro store and pick yourself up a beautiful pair of Astro A40 headsets. If you use that link, you'll get 5% off of all products, and even if you don't plan to buy anything, I'd appreciate it if you would click it, go to the store, and just hang out for just a second or two so that I have a really awesome, good-looking click-through rate, and they'll be like, yeah, Drifter, you're a great partner, we love you, here's your money, and let's go back to the actual episode and talk about stats. The M4A1 aim down sights time is going to be a little longer because we have a lot of attachments for it, but we're going to cover the important ones. The base M4 has a standard 5.56 assault rifle ADS time of 250 milliseconds. This is the same as just a lot of them, very normal here. The commando barrel is shockingly fast at 200 milliseconds. That is a massive improvement in your aim down sights time, much bigger than the small barrels for most of the other weapons. Grenadier is a pretty significant slowdown at 316, so you definitely will notice that. Tactlight is effectively 1 frame faster, so not the craziest difference, but it doesn't have many drawbacks. And the Corvus Marksman barrel actually aim down sights slower than the Grenadier, which I think makes it not so great because it also has less range, so not ideal there. The Predator barrel, which has the integrated suppressor, that's why I put the asterisk by it, is 233. A lot of bonuses on that one, but the range stinks. Tac laser, as always, usually a good attachment, 216. Stippled, 233. No stock is 216 and close quarters stock is 233. The difference being that with the close quarters stock, you don't get the move speed buff, but you also don't have the increased recoil. So that's more of a matter of taste right there. The no stock is going to be fine for the 9mm rounds though. When it comes to sprint out times, these were really odd, so just bear with me on this. The base sprint out time is 250 milliseconds. It's actually very normal. It usually mirrors ADS time. When you put the stippled grip on there, it goes down to 233, pretty normal. 5 megawatt laser didn't seem to do anything, which is a little bit crazy, so okay. That didn't make much difference, but then when you start stacking them, they make a colossal difference. So the minimum aim down sights time I got on this weapon was astoundingly fast at 166 milliseconds. I have never seen an assault rifle ADS this fast. This makes it a really, really nice close quarters weapon if you kit it this way. And the minimum sprint out time is 183 milliseconds, meaning the stippled grip tape and the 5 milliwatt laser somehow like perfectly complement each other, and the two together are greater than either individually, I guess. There's just like some sort of crazy bonus going on right there. But at the end of the day, you can equip the weapon to be very, very fast. And now let's talk about some of these barrels. The best barrels to equip are the Grenadier barrel, the Tactlight, or the Commando barrel, depending on your needs. In my opinion, the Corvus Marksman barrel is inferior to the Grenadier barrel because it has less range but aim down sights slower. I believe it has faster bullet velocity, but to be perfectly frank with you, I don't care about that. The Grenadier barrel is just the best long-range barrel, and I think that the Predator having an integrated suppressor and faster aim down sights time is nice, but the range on it is just downright terrible. So when it comes to having like a fast ADS kind of barrel, I usually have better luck with the Commando barrel because it's so incredibly short and fast. And this one, I just hate the short range. It drives me a little bit crazy. So at the end of all of this, the important thing to remember is that the M4A1 can be kitted to become a PDW assault rifle. It can be a true submachine gun. It can be a sniper SMG, even if you want to put SOCOM rounds along with all the fast firing attachments on it. It's kind of crazy if you do that, but you can turn it into almost anything. The recoil is also low, and it's almost all predictable. It's not a very high kicking gun, which is nice. The recoil is slightly higher than that of the Kilo, and maybe a little bit more than the M13 as well, but the predictability is there. This is a weapon that will really reward you for putting in time to master the recoil, to know how to pull, to how to compensate and how it's going to kick, and you don't need a whole lot in the way of recoil mitigating attachments. In my opinion, if you put the Grenadier barrel and the Commando grip on there, those two together make it laser enough. Of course, you can stack more. You can stack all sorts of crazy attachments, but this is almost as good as all of the stacking. These two together will perform excellently. That's why you see pro players use it. That's why Exclusive Ace recommended it. That's why you see it in all these public matches. It's all everybody uses because it's optimal. You get the most benefit for the least amount of attachments with the least drawback. The iron sights are also super good and super varied, which is kind of an odd one. The M4A1 has a lot of blueprints and a lot of different barrels, and about half of the barrels have different looking iron sights, either in how far they are away from your player model, the actual shape, the foresight or hindsight. And then you have the blueprints. The blueprints all have different iron sights. You've got the classic M16 iron sights, XRK iron sights. There's a lot of variation in iron sights, so my recommendation would be that you take the time to play with them a little bit to see which ones you like the best, because they're all really different, which not all the weapons in this game have. So even still, despite the fact that iron sights are pretty good, I enjoy having optical attachments to maximize my precision. I really think that this weapon is best when you're not missing. I know that's true of all weapons, but this one is not. This is one that's for precision players. You're supposed to get your shots, kill the target, and move on. And to do that, I really like having a red dot sight or a nice zoom sight. The mag attachments are all over the place. There's just so much going on right there, including different ammo types. I'm going to tell you guys to pick your poison, run whatever you want. The penalties aren't really bad on the heavier mags, so it's A-okay. The reload time is a lot like the Kilo 141. A full reload takes 1.3 seconds, which is among the fastest in the assault rifle class. An empty reload is 1.41 seconds, so pretty fast as well on that one. And you're not going to have a lot of downtime, but also 5.56 ammo is going to be everywhere because everyone else is also running an M4A1, so half the people you kill will be able to refresh your ammo. There's not going to be a need for scavenger. You don't need to run extended mags to have more ammo, and you're not going to need fully loaded on this gun basically ever because you're going to have an unlimited supply of ammo just so long as you're killing people. Now, near the end of the episode, I have to tell you that after reviewing this gun, after playing with it, after doing all this stuff, in my opinion, the M4A1 is still the best weapon in modern warfare because it has extreme versatility. There is almost nothing that this gun cannot do well. As it is, in its own class, it's a top-tier assault rifle in terms of ease of use, it's competitive in time to kill, and it's got competitive range. It would be a top 3 assault rifle just in and of itself. However, it can also kill SMG users thanks to having a fast time to kill and fast rate of fire. It's easy to hip fire with, and you can kit it to be just as fast, if not faster than some SMGs, which is crazy. And because it's so accurate, it can outgun marksman rifles at long ranges very easily if you just control your shots a little bit. I can tell you how many times I got killed by M4 boys when I was doing the marksman episodes. It can counter snipe, which is awesome. If you have decent reaction time, it kills shotgunners without a lot of problem. And you can even kit this weapon to become a DMR or a sniper. You can really make it a sniper if you're playing hardcore and you put those SOCOM rounds on it. You can turn it into anything. The M4A1 camps well, it rushes well, it picks off head glitchers easily, debatably some of the best in the entire game. It reloads fast. It doesn't really have any weaknesses, even though it may not technically be the best statistically time to kill, the lowest recoil, the longest range in all of these categories. It's probably second or third in every single category in the game, and probably first in recoil predictability. It is an easy gun to use, and it works in every situation. The best setup that you can run on this gun is the one that you'll see all over the place. Run the Grenadier barrel and the Commando grip on it. This will basically turn it into a laser. Run stippled grip for a little bit of sprint out and ADS bonus. You're not going to get a crazy amount. The close quarters combat stock will stack with the stippled grip to increase your aim down sight speed bonus so you can react faster. And then finally add a red dot to it. If you don't like red dots, if you want to use longer ranges, whatever, you could really probably add just about any sight. I don't like some of the heavier ones because it slows down my aim down sight speed, but this is the plain Jane basic setup. This is the one that you see in every public lobby. I think this is the same one that Exclusive Ace recommended. This is the one that a lot of pro players run, and everybody uses it because it works great, and I can't recommend anything else. I probably could do a whole episode on weird M4A1 classes because you can make it an SMG, you can make it a sniper, you can make it a burst fire, classic M16, you can do all this crazy stuff with it. But this is the best, and that's the one I would recommend using. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.
Friendly chopper gunner on overwatch. Got a personal radar drone ready. We've got Bravo. Enemy precision airstrike. Take cover.
Fire!
Friendly VTOL on station for overwatch. Friendly IAV dropping in. Allied cluster strike inbound. Friendly IAV.